The cat was lying on the roadside. The cat was cold, in pain, and frightened. It didn't understand why it couldn't get up, why everything was blurry in its eyes. Helpless and dirty, it lay on the roadside, while indifferent cars drove by. Sergi lived on the outskirts of the city, in a small residential area of an old type. A long vacant lot separated the neighborhood from the forest, which builders had not yet conquered, or perhaps the city's expansion had taken a different direction. However, the locals were delighted with this circumstance. The trails through the forest were evidence of their joy. Some jogged along them in the morning, others simply wandered among the trees, enjoying the wild nature. In the depths of the forest, clearings were arranged for picnics. The residents of the area, to their credit, took care of the cleanliness and order in their favorite recreation spot. Veterans of the Khrushchevkas and the youth instilled a sense of order, organizing cleanup days that were attended not only by adults but also by children. Sergi loved his neighborhood. He was born and raised here, knew many residents. When he returned from the army, his parents moved to the countryside, leaving behind the large house of their parents. "Well, son, make your own family nest, and we'll go to the wilderness, to the village. You can visit us with the grandchildren," his father said in parting. He hadn't created a nest yet, but he did acquire a dog, a massive cane corso, with which Sergi had to put in a lot of effort, became a reliable friend and companion. A big and affectionate dog, it befriended all the children and cats in the neighborhood. His first friend was the cat Marcus. Sergi lived on the same floor as Marcus and his owner, Mrs. Tanya. Marcus and Sabai met on the landing when the puppy was 3 months old. The cat sullenly walked on a leash, getting ready for a walk. Sabai received a paw to the face for curiosity and intrusiveness, barked at the cat, and hid behind his owner's legs. Mrs. Tanya laughed and said, "Well, they've become friends. Why did you bother the little one, Marcus? He'll remember everything when he grows up." "Oh, Mrs. Tanya, I don't teach him that. He'll look dangerous enough on his own, so no aggression towards his kind," Sergi replied. A month later, Sabai and Marcus roamed the forest, chasing butterflies together. However, this didn't stop Marcus from occasionally giving the cheeky dog a slap on the face, which was already larger than the cat's. The dog grew quickly, and soon the cat couldn't reach his face unless the dog extended his curious nose to him. However, our story is not about the friendship between Marcus and Sabai, although it played a significant role in it. During the morning walk, Sergi headed into the forest with Sabai. He unleashed the dog and ran along the path. At one point, the dog sharply veered off towards the roadside and lay down. Sergi followed him. On the roadside lay a cat, dirty and helpless but alive. Sergi squatted down and examined the animal. There were no visible wounds or blood, but the cat looked bad. Feeling someone's presence, the cat tried to focus its vision and saw the blurry face of a dog. Its first instinct was to jump up and flee, but it could only hiss weakly. "Well, it seems our walk, Sabai, is cancelled," Sergi said. Carefully, he picked up the cat and slowly walked home. Sabai, sensing his owner's mood, quietly trotted alongside. Upon reaching the apartment, Sergi placed the cat in the hallway and knocked on Mrs. Tanya's door. "Good morning, Mrs. Tanya. I have this story here." He gestured to his hallway, where the injured cat lay. "Could you lend me a carrier? I'll take him to the vet." The neighbor exclaimed, nodded, and quickly brought the carrier. Marcus watched her every move attentively. At the clinic, the cat was diagnosed with a severe concussion, and the vet recommended keeping him for 2 or 3 days for stabilization. After 3 days, Sergi returned for the foundling. "We stabilized the cat. Now he needs gentle care, proper nutrition, and medication. Can you handle it?" The vet asked, knowing the cat was a rescue. "I can handle it," Sergi replied seriously. "I have experience taking care of animals." "Wait, I remember. You have a cane corso, right? You brought him here for vaccinations," the veterinarian exclaimed. "Yes, that's right," Sergi confirmed. "And how about, I'm fine with that. Sabai gets along with cats." In the same carrier that carried Marcus, Sergi took the cat home, already thinking about buying a carrier. On the way, the cat fell asleep. When he woke up and opened his eyes, a dog's face was in front of him. "Not this face again," thought the cat, and closed his eyes, hoping it was just his imagination. But no, when he slightly opened one eye, the face was still there. This time, it wasn't just watching. It was breathing loudly. "Where on earth am I?" the cat horrified. And so began the cat's extraordinary life. He was fed various treats. Granted, sometimes there was a slight bitterness in them, but it was so insignificant compared to the taste of the food that he didn't pay attention. They ate even worse. They helped the cat reach the litter box, carried him to a soft and comfortable couch. The only thing that bothered the cat was the dog's face, which attentively watched him eat, sleep, or just relax on the couch. The face looked at him with black eyes, sighed, licked its lips, drooled, wrinkled its forehead. Gradually, the cat's paws strengthened, his gaze and consciousness cleared. The cat realized that he was in captivity. He needed to escape urgently. He was used to living on the street, going wherever he pleased, sleeping wherever he liked. The cat began to contemplate and prepare for escape. It was warm in captivity, no rain, and the food was delicious, but freedom beckoned him. One day, a person opened the front door and left it open. It was an opportunity. The cat rushed towards the exit. But behind him, the dog's face sighed heavily, and ahead, a healthy cat hissed. The cat turned around, looked into the eyes of the strange cat, which didn't try to catch and bite him. Those eyes looked at him warmly and affectionately, with a hint of sadness. The cat looked at those eyes, glanced at the open door, at the unfamiliar cat, looked back at the dog, sighed. "All right, I'll stay," he told the dog. The dog smiled in response and wagged its whip-like tail. Now, Sergi went for a run in the forest accompanied by Sabai and Phoenix. Oh yes, I forgot. They named the cat Phoenix. Sometimes Marcus joined them, but the cats, who interacted so nicely with Sabai, constantly tried to settle their differences among themselves. The dog also got in trouble when he tried to intervene. Mrs. Tanya and Sergi jokingly called these skirmishes friendly chases.